Now this video here is going to be a short and simple one. I mean, it's just like mainly one color, so I have to try and spruce it up any way I can, you know? And I don't know why, but for some reason just trying to get this body shape down was just so unreasonably hard. Like, I don't understand what was going on. Now, after cutting off the excess, I decided to put some more reinforcement on there, and I just did air quotes there, but I don't think I put enough reinforcement on because the shape's still kind of messed up and it's not as round as I like it to be, but who really cares, right? Oh, and I also had to add the tuft of hair at the top as well. And so with that, we can start filling it in. Now, it's really just one color, so there's not really much to see here, but you know, I'll just let it play out, I guess. And so with that, the base of the body is done. So now I'm actually going to pad for 5 seconds to increase the video time artificially. And with that, we can now head on. So I'll go ahead and finish up the body here, you know, finish making the arms and legs. And I kind of wanted it to stand up on its own, but I guess we can't make everything come to fruition. But what I can do is continue making it, and what you can do is hit that subscribe button, because I know we're getting to 100 subs as of the time of this. So yeah, I don't really know what I'm gonna do for 100 subs, but we'll have to see. I know YouTube has actually been having a bot problem recently, so we'll be celebrating 100 subs, not at exactly 100, but like at 110, just so we can make sure that we have actual human beings who are on here and subscribe. Nevertheless, we can continue filling him in, and soon we'll have our star buddy here ready to go. All that's left to fill in are these puny little legs, and that just makes me realize how much yellow I've used, man. I've used so much yellow on so many projects. But now, we have but one piece to put on, and can you guess what it is? If you guessed the bottom of the feet, then no you didn't, and if you guessed the eyes, then yeah, you're correct. Now I mainly want to get them out of the way, but dear viewer, I think this might be some of the best eyes I've created on this channel yet, so let's get into it. Luckily, these eyes were super simple to make. It was just a black oval with a white oval inside of it, and it turned out super well, I think, so I'm very glad on how this turned out. But with that, our Luma body is done, so let's go ahead and lighten things up a bit so things can get a bit darker, and you'll see what I mean by that in just a few seconds. Now, this was an excuse to brighten up the colors, however, we are working with darker colors now, so let's get into that too. Now, some of you may already know what we're making, but that was the only thing I could add, at least at that moment. But for right now, we'll go ahead and make our tool of terror here, and it's actually pretty flimsy, so it doesn't really seem like it's good at its job, you know, but whatever, who am I to say? Afterwards, I outlined the hilt, and it was kind of weird putting such a flat blade and such a round hilt together, but it wasn't too bad. And at this point, once I completed the hilt, I thought the build would be complete, but afterwards I just felt like there was something lacking. Like, I don't know how to explain it, so I decided to add something else. And I had to connect the pieces at first in order for it to even stand up on its own. And even then, it was still pretty finicky, and it fell a whole lot of times, so yeah, I was super tired at that point. I just went back to some of my other videos and I decided to make a base for this to stand on. And this time I had a different idea on how it was going to look better. You see, in those old videos when I made the ground, it looked kind of lumpy and old and just all around boring, so overall not very good. But if this version catches on, then this might be the new thing. This was the first time I really think I liked the base I made, but enough stalling, let's talk about it. Now, the problem with the old design was essentially that the ground didn't really look like ground, it was just lumpy and it didn't work. So I decided, let's compact it like this, and I think it turns out much better. Like, seriously, this was just so much better to make. It just looks better and it was much more fun to fill in as well. So yeah, the only problem with this is that it costs a lot of resources and time, so if this video gets 5 likes, then I guess I'll continue with this, you know. I might do it in the future still, but still, it costs a lot, and I'm not really making money off of YouTube just yet, so I don't know. Now that took me about 30 minutes, but it wasn't too bad since time flew by. But this excess, I just decided to fold it underneath the bottom, and it still looks pretty fine, but next time I'll probably cut it off or something. However, in this one time, the bottom piece did actually clutch out because it made this part easier to put on. Also, that looks pretty cool. Now you may be wondering, what is this? And if you've seen the thumbnail, then you should not be asking that question. So, yeah. Putting that aside, I decided to try my hand at some fantastic flora, and I think it turned out very well. Now here's something pretty cool. If you notice here, I filled in the leaves, but in the center there, I actually put that little divot there. And I think it turned out very nice. It makes it look like actual leaves. Now my approach to making flowers are actually pretty simple. I just layer all the flower leaves on top of each other, and then I have the rose or whatever inside the center. I put the same divots in with just a different color, and it's starting to look really good now. So at this point I actually forgot to put the leaves on the sides, so let me go ahead and do that as well. They were actually very simple and easy to make, but I just could not figure out how I wanted them to look. You know, like it was super simplistic, but there's details in the designs. This process was so quick I didn't even record myself doing it. Just know that the process was very simple and easy, and it turned out fabulous. But yeah, this is how I go about making the flowers. I might do a different technique later on, and I really think it turned out pretty good, just like this entire video. So with that, let us continue on to the final part here. All I did was connect the star to the ground, and now it's able to stand up on its own, and that's a video done. So with that, let's just go ahead, get these last video shots in, and that'll be the end of the video. But well, maybe I can add one more sinister detail to it to complete the whole package. As you can see, I went with this sort of trailing design with smaller circles the further it goes, and I decided it just wasn't going to fit with this design. So let's go ahead and trash it and actually end the video. And with that, that's another video completed, done, and dusted. So thank you so much for watching once again, and we're almost at 100 subscribers. Very awesome, okay? Very awesome, I know. So remember, we're going to be doing the celebration at like 110 subscribers just so we can make sure that those bots get no sort of sympathy, okay? And I don't really know what we're going to be celebrating. It might just be a normal video with just a little bit more celebration, I guess. And yeah, I'm just excited. So if you want to continue seeing these videos, please like and subscribe. That's all I can really say. I'm just doing like any other YouTuber, but like and subscribe, and algorithms. Yeah, that's it. The algorithm. Help the algorithm. It helps me. We all get what we want. It's a happy day. So with that, I will see you later in my next video. Bye.